Greetings, Multi-Retro Man here. Now, I was going to put a video out earlier this week regarding the update of the petitions. Remember my petition, how many people have signed it. But unfortunately, I started with COVID, or the symptoms of COVID. I didn't do any test, but my wife's had it, my daughter's had it, and I was really poorly. I lost my voice up until yesterday, the day before, so I could hardly speak. So you could probably hear my voice is a little bit gruff. But I'm feeling so much better than I was last time, and I'm not coughing off as much as I was, because I was like proper coughing lots, and I've been taking sort of cough sweets, that type of thing. So yeah, I've been feeling a bit better. So anyhow, back to the petition regarding the bus. Now, just put anybody who's not seen the video or the petition before, what was happening was that there's two buses. There's number 27 and a 29. Now, what was happening was the 29 would go a certain way, but the 27 bus went from Rotherham Town Centre to various areas, but then ended at Swallownest and then goes to Crystal Peaks. And it's the only bus that connects Swallownest and Crystal Peaks. Now, as I mentioned before, but anybody that doesn't know, basically Rotherham's like town centre, so you imagine Rotherham's there, okay, right there. You've then got Swallownest, which is there, so it's quite a long way from Rotherham town centre to Swallownest, and then you've got then Crystal Peaks, which is sort of there. So the distance between the two is very, very slim. I think it worked out. I think it worked out 3.5 miles by bus, or by car, whichever. So it basically took 15 minutes by bus to get from Swallownest to Crystal Peaks. And like I said, it's the only direct bus route that goes from Crystal Peaks to Swallownest. It's the only one that we've got. And similarly, when I contacted the people about it, what they were saying was, there's the other solution is to get the X5 bus, which again, it's the only bus that we've got here that connects to Sheffield Town Centre. They're going to change that to every 40 minutes. So you miss one of them buses and you're stuffed basically. So they say get a bus you can get the X5 into either Woodhouse, which is down the road, but again you've got to get the bus there waiting for that bus in the first place, get off that bus and then wait for the next bus, which could be, I don't know how long that's going to be, whether it's even going to be still running to get to Crystal Peaks. So what was the solution was to go into town centre, and to get into town centre you're talking about half an hour to 45 minutes depending on traffic. So that would be a big no-no as well, because then you've got to get the bus out of town into Crystal Peaks. Sorry about these shadows here. This is to do with this new app that I'm using. It's called NVIDIA Broadcast. It's called. So now that's but digressing from there. What then said was, there's another alternative of going to the Manor Top, but the X5 doesn't go to the Manor Top, so I'm not sure what bus they're talking about, or whether on about getting a bus from, like say, getting the X5 to Woodhouse or something, or getting the X5 to a certain place, like so it goes up past Stradbroke and that area, and then getting a bus up to the Manor Top, and then down from the Manor Top to Crystal Peaks, which again, that is just ludicrous. So that's not really an option. So to cut a long story short, we have now got 336 subscribers. Petitions being signed, signatures. So I'm really, really pleased. So thanks ever so much for that. It's a lot more than I thought. When I first set out, I'm thinking, well, maybe I'm going to get maybe 30, 40, because I did a different petition for somebody on that's like Buzz. There's a guy called Roger Knowles on Buzz Bingo, and he jokingly said, "Oh, I've set up a petition for me to see if we can get back on." Because what he used to do was he did a weekly, like a little show, free like a show on his computer, a bit like I'm doing now. But they'd play games, so they'd be like, if you're playing these certain games, and he said if you get up to a certain amount, you can be put in a prize fund of you'd put your name in or something, and on the Buzz Bingo page, and you'd be put into a prize draw where you could win so much money. And then throughout the show, it will give like these codes. So if you typed in these particular codes quick enough, you could then get little bingo bonuses. You'd be 20 pence, 50p or whatever, But it was just a little bit of fun. It was entertaining. And the big thing with Roger Knowles is he's such a great bloke. He lifts everybody's spirits, especially when COVID was going on, because this is what part of the other the petition was. Because everybody was stuck in, they were a bit fed up, and everybody's moods were going a bit down. And then Roger's there and said, "Look, I know we're on it together, blah, blah, blah. Let's all, so everybody was talking about the things and issues on, on the YouTube chats and everything else. And you feel like you're part of a little, small, little online family kind of thing, with everybody talking and being supportive. And it was great, it was just a nice little thing to do, maybe it sometimes go up to about 9:15, something like that. So, you average between an hour and an hour and a half, depending on how long it takes. And it was just a good bit of fun, just something for you to do, get away from the mundane, normal stuff in daily life, something just to get away from, and a bit of daft fun for free. And obviously he's not been back home for a while, so a lot of people said, "Oh, what's happening with him?" We were concerned that Buzz Bingo might have decided to and changed their mind regarding whether they're going to have him back on. Now, he's actually doing a live show tonight, funnily enough, with Devin, and Devin's another chat show host. It used to be with Buzz Bingo, then he left and he's gone back again, which is good. And they did these little bits of show together, so they're doing this live bingo room tonight where they've been the chat show host and they'll be on it doing stuff. And I think it's going on till Sunday or something as well. What's going to happen after that, I'm not too sure. I don't know if it's going to be a continual thing, and there's somebody else going to be doing it. I'm not sure. But it's been quite a lot of, there's been a lot of things. And now, getting back to the bus thing, because I do waffle, so I apologise for that. But getting back to the bus petition, what's happened since I did the original one, I've had feedback from Crystal Peaks themselves. I can't remember if I mentioned that in the last video or not. But Crystal Peaks got back to me, the management and directors there. I've actually contacted the various bus companies as well, the transport executive, and they've also contacted the MP, which in turn from the MP, he's also contacted them and expressed the concern, the fact that we are being, that we're going to be cut off, essentially, directly cut off from Crystal Peaks. And Crystal Peaks have already said as well that, and as I pointed out, they're going to lose lots of money. They can lose lots of custom because, not being, I mean, some elderly people are okay at getting two buses, but some of them aren't. And it's these that I feel really sorry for, and you're like your children trying to go to, your young children trying to get to particular places where they don't drive. Anyhow, as I was saying, probably got the back coughing. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, so I was saying, like I said, I was feeling sorry for the people, young kids that are just starting work, like my son as well. He's working in McDonald's in Crystal Peaks, and to cancel the bus off, he's going to be stuck getting there. It could be taking an hour and a half just to get to Crystal Peaks when it's actually going to be quicker for him to walk it, which is what I said in the last video. And I think a lot of people are going to have suffer the same. And then some people are saying that their children are going to have to get a taxi to work. A taxi, really? It's absolutely ludicrous, isn't it? The fact that you've got to get a taxi. I mean, if they're working there on a Saturday, on Sunday, sorry, they've got no chance with buses because the buses don't even go. There's not many buses go to Crystal Peaks. So unless they're getting a bus into town and then back out. But again, if they're starting early, it's very doubtful whether the bus will be running that early anyway. It's crazy. And then they're wanting people to go by by bus. If you can learn to drive like I did when I was younger, who on earth's going to catch a bus when you can get a car? Because it used to take me I used to work at a place that it was about 9 miles away, so I had to get a bus all the way from Woodhouse, with a similar thing, into Sheffield, and then bus out of Sheffield all the way up to a place called Meadowhead. And they used to take me about maybe nearly 2 hours every day, just going there and then 2 hours going back. So, I'd finish at 5:30. Sometimes I'd not get home till like 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. It was an absolute nightmare. So as soon as I could drive and I got myself a car, I'd leave at 5:30. I'd get home about 6:10, and it was amazing. They made the time difference unbelievable. So I really do hope that this petition, and also that they can get something sorted to get a bus going from Swanless to Crystal Peaks, even if it's not ultra regular, because at the minute it's every hour. But they need to do something because, like I said, the elderly people they need to get out and they need to do things. They need to see their friends. So, you're reliant on the bus companies, and I know it's not just our area that's suffering, because there's lots of other areas as well. But we need to tell the bus companies that this is not acceptable. It's not acceptable for them to just cancel completely cutting off at a particular place like that that people need to go to. Not on at all. So hopefully you found this video useful and you enjoyed it. And if you liked it, give a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Click that notification bell that goes ding dong or whatever when you click it. And like I said, stay safe, everybody. stay tuned for the next one, and I hope you're all safe and take care. Bye bye.